Every day we are learning more and more about the two Rudy Giuliani associates who were recently indicted in federal court, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, and their various questionable activities and hijinks. But one thing that is becoming clearer is just how close they were to the president and his most trusted associates. The Wall Street Journal got access to Parnas's private Instagram account. Here's what they found.
Following the midterms, Parnas' Instagram account featured more and more photos with Giuliani. His posts placed him at Giuliani's birthday celebration at Yankee Stadium, at the White House with his son Giuliani and Fruman, and at a dinner with Trump's legal team a day after Attorney General William Barr released a summary of the Mueller report. The caption reads, "Congratulations, Team Trump. Job well done. Even during our celebration dinner, everybody hard at work. Hashtag Trump 2020.
On the day after Attorney General Bill Barr released the highly misleading summary of the Mueller report, Lev Parnas was out on a celebratory dinner with the president's legal team? Kind of raises the question, was he on the president's legal team? You'll remember that his lawyer, John Dowd, who I should note was the president's former lawyer, did write a letter to Congress earlier this month explaining that Lev Parnas, quote, assisted Mr. Giuliani in connection with his representation of President Trump. So just how close were both these Giuliani associates to Trump? For more on that, I'm joined by Shelby Holliday, a reporter with the Wall Street Journal, who got access to Lev Parnas's private Instagram account. It was a great piece of reporting. I'm not quite sure how you did it, but I was struck. Well, let's start with that one photo of the day after the Barr summary of the Mueller report. I mean, at the time, did we know these gentlemen were involved with the legal team?
No, at the time, very few people even knew who Lev Parnas was. I would point out that when you look at those photos of the legal team's celebratory dinner, the caption does say our celebratory dinner, indicating that Lev Parnas is indeed there and having dinner, but we don't ever see him in any of the photos. So it's a little unclear what his involvement was. Did he have a seat at the table? There's an open plate you'll see, but it's not clear that he's actually sitting down eating with them. However, if he did take the picture, it shows he had tremendous access to this legal team, and that raises a lot of questions because, yes, as you pointed out, Dowd had said that Fruman and Parnas assisted Giuliani in his representation of Trump. Parnas's new lawyer says the same thing. He told us the same exact thing.
These are also, I mean, we should also be clear. One thing I learned from your reporting here is Giuliani, you know, people can have associates or people they work with. These two gentlemen are spending a lot of time with Rudy Giuliani in a personal and professional capacity. I think it's fair to say, based on what you found, right?
Yeah, if you look at our video that sort of lays out from the beginning of his Instagram feed to the end, you see a lot of Rudy Giuliani come in there. And one thing that's notable is that on November 3rd, right ahead of the midterms, he posts photos of him flying on private jets with Rudy Giuliani. If you watch the video and you push pause on each of the pictures, you'll see that he's captioning different states: Nevada, Michigan, Indiana, Florida. These men traveled all across the country with Giuliani going to these various midterm events. Another thing that's quite interesting is that after the midterms, they are in Paris. There's one post where you can pause it, you can see the caption. It says, "Thank you, President Macron, for this private tour of the burned Notre Dame Cathedral." What? They're at a Yankees game in London. They are smoking cigars in Warsaw. So, you know, it shows a lot of closeness with Rudy Giuliani, if not a friendship.
Well, we should also just remind people here, these two men are indicted accused of serious federal crimes, including funneling foreign money into the elections, including being part of a scheme to get the Ukrainian ambassador removed, presumably because she was an obstacle to the corrupt scheme that was being pursued by Giuliani. I mean, these are not accidental. There's also this crazy thing, which is that one of the two associates, Lev Parnas, served as a translator for lawyers representing the indicted and accused of being corrupt, Dmitry Firtash. He's a Ukrainian oligarch close to the Kremlin, basically ran the energy sector in Ukraine, and is fighting extradition. He's been indicted by the U.S. authorities. So we now have representation that Parnas was working on that guy's legal team as well?
Well, yeah, the Wall Street Journal has reported that. And I think that's what's also so interesting about this timeline. When you look at these photos he posted, you know, he's celebrating with Trump's lawyers months after he had allegedly begun to funnel Russian money into U.S. elections. And he's there saying no collusion, no obstruction, Trump 2020. The timing is absolutely fascinating. He had also He'd been in Nevada. We matched up some of his posts with the events that are mentioned in the indictment. So he's showing this VIP badge of a Trump rally in Nevada. Prosecutors say that he attended that event and then shortly after made 2 illegal $10,000 donations. So as he is blitzing across the country with Mr. Giuliani, he is allegedly involved in quite a few crimes.
There's also another politician who is now sort of having to talk about and defend his relationship to these two men, which is Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor. When it first surfaced, he said, I don't really know these guys, but there's now a fair amount of evidence that they were spending a fair amount of time around him and supporting him quite a bit.
Right. We highlight some of those posts in our piece as well. One of the first posts so there are a few posts in 2015. Parnas goes to a Trump event at Doral and posts a picture with the candidate Trump and his son. And then the feed goes dark. It's unclear if he deleted posts or if he just didn't post anything, but he pops back up in 2018. And one of the first posts in 2018 is this photo he's taking with Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump Jr. And then fast forward to the midterms on election night. He is at the election night party with a badge and he's sitting next to Igor Fruman and they're celebrating Ron DeSantis's election night victory. As I said before, go back to our video. It's on the top of my Twitter feed. If you pause the video on these posts, you can read the captions. He's calling him his good friend and saying congratulations. So a spokeswoman for Ron DeSantis' office didn't respond to a request for comment, but there are a lot of questions about their relationship with the governor.
There's also been donations that the pair have made to Ron DeSantis as well. Shelby Holiday, great work, and thank you for taking some time to explain it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Coming up, the polls shift in Iowa as Bernie Sanders makes a triumphant return to the campaign trail. The latest on that ahead. But first,